Добрый вечер, дорогие друзья. Вечер среды, я бы сказал. Вот, и скажу, в общем, то, что это и есть вечер среды. А, О чем бишь я сегодня? Необычно, опять же, для того, чтобы запускать игровой эфир, но поскольку я, ну, не сказать, что ничем не занят, но, с другой стороны, что время пропадать, тем более, по заверениям моего друга Бориса Вахаисника, это очень-очень длинная игра, бесконечное путешествие, как бы там ответ на вопрос, длинная ли игра, кроется как бы немножко в названии. Вот, поэтому, если время есть, что бы и не организовать стрим. Да, стрим, скорее всего, будет и в субботу. Вот. Тем более, что если вы, опять же, если вы пришли за обзорами на мой канал, за кино, они все будут.
Необычный игровой эфир в обычную неигровую среду.
Вот. Спасибо большое. Маяк бесконечности с покрытием комиссии прислал 100 рублей. Необычный игровой эфир в обычную неигровую среду. И не знаю, есть ли вообще у нас чат сегодня, потому что что-то я не вижу в чате нифига. Сейчас будем смотреть, есть ли у нас чат вообще, существует ли он как таковой. Потому что, как всегда, тут все поломалось. Вот, сейчас мы посмотрим. И непонятно. Нет, чат есть у нас. Да, чат у нас есть. И это хорошо. Вот. Борис, привет. Вот. ВХСник вошел в чат. Всем встать. Авы. ВХСник. Так вот. Да. И, ну, что бы и не продолжить. Вот. Опять же, если вы пришли за обзорами, обзоры будут. У меня сейчас в производстве один обзор. Ну, относительно недавней новинки. Плюс, соответственно, будет интервью на утре первых по поводу другой новинки. Наверное, на нее обзор я делать не буду, поэтому, короче, не будет, да. Поэтому вот это там, вот обзор, это вот, собственно, кому что-то, кто-то хочет услышать мои мысли по поводу этого фильма, смотрите «Утро первых». «Утро первых» будет завтра, выложу я его, не знаю когда, наверное, тоже завтра вечером, наверное, выложу, да. Вот. Ну и в субботу будет стандартный игровой стрим, я надеюсь. Вот, ладно, в общем, все, кто хотел прийти, пришли, я надеюсь. Все, кто хотел, все, кто хотел догнать, я думаю, догонят. Вот, наверное, все. Так. Надеюсь, что всем все слышно, всем все видно. Вот. И что еще? Все себя хорошо чувствуют, надеюсь. Вот. Мы продолжаем игру. Вот. Остановились мы, по-моему, на втором дне. На второй главе. По-моему. Так. Я даже не помню, честно говоря. Правильно, я ищу этого Кортеса. За сегодня пройдешь игру. Не уверен. Это что-то, мне кажется, игра-то длинноватая. Я в ней немножко даже запутался в прошлый раз. Вот. Посмотрим. Так. Надо найти этого индейца. Индеец он где-то в кинотеатре или что? Не знаю. Блин, я что-то, да. Она бегает. В кинотеатр попасть не можем. Да, не можем попасть в кинотеатр. Нет, в кинотеатр сейчас можно попасть. Часто как раз-таки можно попасть в кинотеатр. Скорее вопрос, зачем нам идти надо в кинотеатр? Для чего? Что там делать? Смотреть российское кино? Ну, кому-то может нравиться. У меня целый круг знакомых есть, которые прям с облегчением, так сказать, с освобождением наших кинотеатров и времени в прокате от голливудских низконравственных голливудских картин ради наших замечательных, офигительных российских фильмов. Они просто так были рады. Ну, так были рады. Но только почему-то они вспомнили... Я говорю, а что вообще из российских фильмов-то хорошего? Она говорит, ну из российских, ну вот этот про Шурика кто снимал? Гайдай, вот хороший, говорит, да, мне очень нравится. Вот российское же кино? Я говорю, нет, советское, да? А, советское? А российское? Российское. А служебный роман это российское? Я говорю, ну ремейк, да. Там, кстати, снимался не очень этот, теперь дружественный нам человек в этом фильме. Нет, вот тот, который Рязанов снимал. А, это советский. А, да, тоже советский. А Москва слезам не верит. Тоже советский? Тоже советский. Блин. Тогда будем брата смотреть. Ну вот тут да, тут не поспоришь. Брат это прям Россия. Блин, пантограф что-то перестает держать микрофон. Потому что надо гайки закручивать. Дядь Вить, привет. Спасибо, что пришел. Так, в кафеху. Не помню, зачем мне нужно в кафеху.
Charlie? Can I ask you a few more questions, Charlie?
Sure.
Could I ask you a few more questions about yourself?
Yeah, sure. If you're interested.
That's all I wanted to know, Charlie.
Okay.
Окей.
Thanks, Charlie.
Поговорили. У нас бесплатный кинотеатр на скверу на воздухе открыли. Советские фильмы крутят. Вот. А у меня такой тоже, кстати, кинотеатр есть с советскими фильмами. Халявный, YouTube называется. Берешь, смотришь. Я даже сегодня, кстати, знаете, какой фильм обнаружил там? Я обнаружил там широкоформатную версию фильма 3+2. Вот. Мне, кстати, когда-то этот фильм очень нравился. Но он сейчас неплохо, в принципе, смотрится. Но широкоформатную версию я не видел. Так. Я что-то... На чем мы в прошлый раз остановились-то? Я здесь, по-моему, все сделал, нет? Тут девка какая-то сидела. Тут какая-то... Плакат какой-то.
Tom's Follies.
Мне, кстати, на этом трансляцию выключили звук на трансляции на Твиче за какую-то музыку, непонятно в каком-то фрагменте. Вот. Перетереть, естественно, да. Так, это мы тут все взяли. Ну вот. Хлебница. О! Хлеб. Так. Это хорошо. Хлеб это хорошо. Так, правильно, в кинотеатр мне надо. Кинотеатр это куда-то ехать надо. Куда-то туда, к метро. На метре. Помню, блин, первый раз в метро я в московском оказался первый раз в жизни. Но я мелкий был, меня родители с собой повезли в Москву. Там в гости мы ездили к родственникам. Вот я вообще маленький был, помню, мы такие, типа... Я просто помню, что что-то вот идем такие... Я так понял, что мы в поезде ехали. Я фрагментарно помню. Вот. Ну, потому что меня ведут все высокие, я вообще не понимаю. То есть я такой смотрю, что-то... И вот люди шли. И что-то они так и начали типа так идти быстро, но прям какими-то короткими шажками. А это потому, что приближались к эскалаторам. Ну, и там как-то, видимо, проход сужался. И так народ так быстро чук-чук-чук-чук-чук. Вот. Начали толпиться все. А я так смотрю, спины. Вот дядя Витя открыл кинотеатр. Да, наверняка... Дядь Боря, да, сейчас подъедет, будет это озвучивать. Чувак похож на кого? Странная история. Искра. Блин, не забывай, что тут можно ускоряться.
There's a high voltage cable running parallel with the rail, and something's gotten stuck between them. It looks like a large iron key.
Ключ. Ладно, ключ, наверное, потом достанем. А нечем достать у меня ключ? Нечем. Ладно, потом. Корбан Даллас. Угу.
Hello again.
Christ, don't you ever quit. What is it now?
Why are you dressed like a cop?
What do you mean, why am I dressed like a... Hey, wait a second, what's it to you?
Just trying to do my bit for the boys in blue, sir. You look like a cop, so if you're on a stakeout or something, you should try to blend in a little more. Go native.
Купи себе одежду 50-х годов. Что-нибудь не особенькое,
I
заметное.
don't know, but that trench coat, it sort of gives it away.
Тренч-кот — это
Perhaps
спортивный
a pair of
плащ.
blue jeans and one of
Ну,
those
кот
I'm
начнем с того,
stupid
что это вообще
t-shirts might
пальто.
help.
Hold on, let me get this down right. Hey, wait a second, what am I doing? Who the hell do you think you are?
The NPD fashion consultant?
Is that supposed to be funny, ma'am? Are you a comedian or something? Because I'm not laughing. I'm not even
Я не
smiling, am
улыбаюсь.
I?
Как
Now
в
get your
этом?
ass
Я
out of here and
улыбаюсь.
don't bother me
Улыбайся,
again.
я улыбаюсь.
Is that a threat?
Damn right it's a threat.
Hello again.
Christ, don't you ever quit. What is it now?
Don't you get tired of hanging around here all day long?
No, ma'am.
So you're completely fine. There's nothing you'd want.
That's right.
Nothing at all?
Nothing at all.
Not even a bite to eat?
Just had a full lunch, ma'am. Thanks for asking.
So you just had lunch.
That's right. At Cool Cow.
What did you have?
A triple whammy cow patty with a side order of grease onions and a large bingo cola. No ice.
What about fries?
And a double order of cheese and fried taters, yeah. Tastiest damn fries you're ever likely to find. Soaking in melted goat cheese.
And you had this when?
About an hour ago.
And you don't feel, the urge to go?
No, ma'am, no. My bowels are genetically enhanced and require only perfunctory attention.
The burger filled you up good? You don't have the munchies?
Well, now you mention it, I have a craving for sweets. I didn't have time for my usual Cool Cow strawberry pie with whipped cream, chocolate sauce, and a scoop of ice cream. Wait a second. What am I telling you all this for? Who the hell are you anyway? Hey, get out of here, ma'am, right this minute or else...
Is this a threat? I think that was a threat.
A very serious one, ma'am.
It's a fuse box. There's something wrong with the power in that box, and it looks like the theater marquee is connected to the same switch. It keeps flickering on and off. Not as long as that detective's hanging around.
Он тут пожравший приперся. Пожрал и пришел. А мне дать-то булку он не будет, наверное. Будешь булку? Не будет он. О! Ну-ка. На.
Would you like a candy?
Hey, yeah, that'll hit the spot.
Don't you litter my floor, mister.
Слышь, конфетка. Все?
Hello again.
Christ, don't you ever quit. What is it now?
What was it you wanted again?
Something sweet and chewable to drown the bitter taste of boredom, ma'am. Now scram.
Еще тебе конфету? Дайте еще конфету.
Care for another?
Hey, sure, forget about it.
Что-то очень странно. Перевод. Перевод один. А смысл другой вообще.
Don't you litter my floor,
Надо
mister.
как-то это использовать. И он не добрасывает. Э. И.
Care for another?
Hey, sure, forget about it.
Да, конечно, забудь об этом. Блин, как странно. Перевели. Эпичный гремлин, да. Я, кстати, перерисовал обложку на перемотку с гремлинами. Вот. И перерисовал обложку на перемотку по киновселенной Марвел. То есть, если давненько не заходили в ту часть моего канала, можете оценить. Я все-таки решил, что хорошим роликом должны быть хорошие обложки. Они не всегда у меня удаются, но, простите, у меня нет художников и дизайнеров. Да, вот за конфетами лезть в урну вообще. Не? А может ты конфетку? Не хочешь? Что она делает? И чё? Конфету с говном? Ты 3 раза наводил конфеты на слизь.
Care for another?
Hey, sure, forget about it.
Конфету с говном. Какой кошмар.
What the hell? The taste! sickening. I feel kinda... Christ!
Hey, what the hell do you think you're doing? Did you just throw a rock at my head? Now, I tell you what, you shouldn't have done that.
Не совсем
I
правильно.
reckon that was a bad mistake.
Очень странно.
You should have seen him run, lady. I reckon I ain't never seen nobody run that fast. And he was clutching at his buttocks like he had the runs or something. he even lost his stupid old hat in the gutter. I ain't never seen anything that funny in a while.
Да. Это мне напоминает, вот и как они тут говорят, вы не правы. Анекдот такой есть, типа, начали дети в детском саду, значит, детсадовцы матом ругаться. Ну и типа приходит к директору школы, директору сада родители, говорят, что такое, почему у вас ругаются дети матом, что случилось? Выясняется, что в саду проходят ремонтные работы. И, значит, они идут к прорабу, говорят, у нас дети матом ругаются, вы своими рабочими не следите, что ли? Он говорит, да вы что, с ума сошли? У нас же коллектив, все сами родители, все прекрасно понимают, все, естественно, себя держат в руках. Вот, например, вчера, значит, наш рабочий, который чинил кровлю, уронил банку с краской другому рабочему на голову. Тот снимает банку, значит, с головы и говорит тому: вы неправильно поступаете. Это плохо. Так, где шляпа-то? Шляпу давай, шляпу берем. Так, и к трансформатору.
It's some kind of keyhole.
Для ключа. Ключ.
Caution. Is that like a general caution, as in life
На всей жизни
caution?
должна быть большая
Life
наклейка.
should carry a big yellow caution sticker. It's certain to kill you sooner or later.
Так. Ключ. В метре был какой-то ключ. Может, это он? Надо его достать. Доставай ключ.
I'd have to get down there to reach it with my hands, but with that frayed high voltage cable,
Опасненько.
I didn't brush my teeth this morning just so I could be fried bacon with a pretty smile. I'll have to find some other way to get the key.
Давай, может, вот перчаточкой. Ну, хорош. Ты угораешь, что ли? Шляпой. И шляпы нет. Мартышкой. Блин, нужна какая-то веревка, наверное. Или что-то в этом роде. Или какая-то палка. Снова затык. Да, затык. Давайте поищем что-то типа того, какое-то удлинительное устройство.
This guy's out here all day long, all year. He never stops painting. Ever. And I doubt he's ever finished even one bit. I can't even begin to guess what that's supposed to be. I can't even begin to guess what that's supposed to be. Very cubist. And not my style at all.
Привет, Жень.
Not today.
Это какая-то веревка. Это провод, наверное.
I'll just leave my brush and easel here before I go.
Давай, давай. Меня, кстати, восхищали всегда люди, которые вот умеют рисовать. Я в детстве рисовал, но я рисовал как ребенок. То есть у меня не было никогда склонности к рисованию, прям какому-то такому. Чтоб я сидел, что-то там это. Вот. Я бы, наверное, хотел бы на самом деле уметь рисовать, но у меня склонности нет никакой, у меня нет к этому усидчивости. Ровно как к музыке. Как выясняется. То есть вот на укулеле треньку и все, собственно. Этим почему-то все заканчивается. Мои попытки. А дом там у родителей, пипец. У них, короче, аккордеон есть, пианино есть, гитара есть, 2 балалайки, барабан и, по-моему, даже труба. То есть, типа, и вот на всем, по-моему, кроме трубы, у меня батя умеет играть. Трубу просто бабушка в свое время купила, она у меня любитель была купить. Я говорю, трубу купишь? Она такая, куплю. И купила. Зачем, не знаю. Веревки. Блин. Палки какие. Блин, вот какие-то вот вырвать этот. Или палку вот эту. Но опять же, палка железная. Толку-то, если ключ под напряжением, то толку-то. Так, в парк, в метро там мы были. В кафе. приграничному дому. У меня, кстати, вообще вот в этом плане, когда я в детстве был, ну, в детстве, хорошо, хотел сказать, в детстве был мелким. Ну да, я обычно все время был. Когда я был в детстве, я был, в общем-то, мелким. У меня вообще почему-то вот с этими внеклассными занятиями вообще все плохо складывалось. Меня отдавали во все какие-то секции постоянные, то есть типа там спортивные. То есть я там ходил и на дзюдо, на самбо, блин, на какие-то атлетики легкие, тяжелые, на кикбоксинг, на футбол, на плавание, по-моему, фехтование, причем аж двух видов. Какие-то кружки, какие-то по судоавиамоделированию. И вообще, я вот не помню, чтобы я куда-то проходил хотя бы месяца 3. Вот. На этом моменте Кадим обматерил игру, сказал, что до этого невозможно додуматься, как достать ключ. Не, ну, наверное, как-то же его можно достать-то. Что ж такое-то? Просто надо найти что-то. Сибирь, вот она примерно такая же, кстати, по моим ощущениям, по загадкам. Просто в Сибири, может быть, мест не так много насыщенных. Подождите, дайте еще вот тут посмотрим. Что-то я тут прощелкал. Может, тут что-то машина. Так.
It won't budge. The pressure's probably too high.
Зажим.
It's a rusty old wheel. I'd imagine it turns the water on and off. The water tank's full. It's at 100. That's percent, I guess. 100% pressure?
Да, вот такой я был какой-то. Даже меня, помню, отец пытался на коньки поставить. Я помню, что он коньки брал в прокате. Вот, и мы на коньках катались. Вот, причем вот здесь я еще мелкий был, мне было лет 6, наверное, или 7. Вот прям за, помню, дорожку, которая под окном этой квартиры находится там. Вот. Ну и прошел тогда игру. Да, ну вот Сибирь, мне, говорю, вот мне по поводу Сибири очень многие люди жалуются, что Сибирь это какая-то сложная игра. Я говорю, ребята, вы, наверное, не играли в Петьку или там каких-нибудь братьев-пилотов, где там, ну, братья-пилоты, кстати, не такая сложная игра, там, кроме холодильника особенно ничего сложного-то и нет. Вот. Кабели.
I hope it doesn't melt or anything. It's
Вот.
alive!
It's alive, it's alive. Может, этим зажимом можно достать, кстати? Во, нифига себе.
It won't budge. The pressure's probably too high.
Ну да, это не Петька, перетыкиваешь. Не, ну здесь тоже приходится этим заниматься. Ну. Так. Виноват.
It won't budge. The pressure's probably too high.
Я, наверное, думаю, что надо вот выровнять, типа, чтобы они все горизонтальные были, да? Наверное.
Mystifying.
О.
It won't budge. The pressure's probably too high.
Перчаточку взять.
It's at 100. That's percent, I guess. 100% pressure?
Забежал ненадолго, хороший стрим, обнял, приподнял. Да, дядя Витя, спасибо, что пришел, был рад, был рад. Надеюсь, ты тоже скоро выйдешь в эфир. Так, здесь мы закончили, получается.
Mystifying. The ring seems to be working perfectly as a conduit between the two cable ends. Without the ring, I won't be able to use this, machine. I'll leave it until I've finished whatever it is I'm doing here.
Так.
The clamp's keeping the hose closed, so it won't leak.
Угу.
It's at 100. That's percent, I guess. 100% pressure?
Может, мне надо в дом зайти, может, там что-то поменялось. Так, ту мы не можем. Терминал доступа нам нельзя. Это наша комната там. Вроде бы пока ничего.
It's a rusty old wheel. I'd imagine it turns the water on and off. The water tank's full.
Ну так сними зажим, и хрен с ним, чё ты?
Mystifying.
Магия. Мгм.
It's a matchbook from the Fringe Cafe.
Так, ладно, похоже, тут что-то я не соображу. Ну, вроде как-то куда-то двигаемся, как я понимаю. Так, ладно, что тут есть-то? Там, кстати, какие-то цепи были. Может, цепь можно снять.
It's a clothesline.
Кстати, веревка есть тут.
It's a seagull. The poor guy looks quite hungry.
Ведь пуш леденец. На. На веревку. Ну, прицелиться прям так. На веревку. Так, булка. Может, булку будешь? Цепь. Ограда. Веревка. Не играл. Река. Решетка. Уточку. О! Чайка. У нас тут чайки водятся, кстати. Зашибись, вообще все сломал.
Clank? The grill is almost completely submerged in that, and I use this term quite liberally, liquid.
Ну, класс, вообще все пропало. Что-то мы достали. Что это? Веревка. Смотри-ка, веревка. Ядрить, колотить. Веревка. Уже неплохо. Так. О!
I know that duck.
Хе-хе,
Bon voyage,
утка.
ducky!
Все, уплыла. Так, ладно, будем вроде в метро. Бежим.
No point fishing without a hook. I won't be able to pull the key back up.
В смысле, ты чё, взяла петлей подсекаешь? Дур, что ли?
No point fishing without a hook. I won't be able to pull the key back up.
Ёптать, а? Чё, какой-то крюк ей нужен. Какие еще крючки? Где? Какой еще крюк нафиг? Крючки, блин. Да.
Where it goes, nobody knows.
О, вот утка. Ее можно вытащить? Или тоже надо сейчас? Смотри-ка. Достали мы эту утку. Что-то она сдутая какая-то. Можно ее как накачать-то? О! Надутая утка. У меня какой-то, кстати, круг был такой в детстве. А нафига вопрос мне вот это вот? Что это за звук-то?
The duck's inflated.
А, это он сдувается. А если мы вот пластырь возьмем и приклеим сюда? Типа... Зараза. Ну и чё, куда пластырь? Нет, тут понятно. Так, перчатку заклеили.
Rubber glove. Patched up and good as new. Where it goes, nobody knows.
Ну, может, руками теперь целая перчаточка-то есть, не? Веревка какая-то, блин, может она и не нужна нафиг. Нафиг она нужна? Это ваша веревка. Не, нужна. Так, может целой перчаткой можно этот повернуть эту херобору, блин. Как ее? Как эта штука называлась, короче? Вентиль, во.
It's a pretty mural.
Ну, зажим же как-то можно снять, видимо. Очевидно, что...
Mystifying. 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 The clamp's keeping the hose closed, so it won't leak.
Ну, штутку можно.
Mystifying. Hi. Yes? Any idea where Cortez might be?
Like I told you, darling, I wouldn't know. Ask Zach.
I have to get going.
Take care of yourself out there, darling.
Так, тоже ничего нового. Так, что же еще можно сделать?
It's our screen. Hey, wow! I can see right into the common room. That's amazing. The shades are drawn. The shades are drawn. It's a pretty mural. It's a pretty mural.
Что-то я пропустил здесь, то есть может какой-то еще есть.
It's a rusty old wheel. I'd imagine it turns the water on and off.
Веревка его сейчас. Хлобысь. Нет. Нет, уже все установлено, ничего тут не сделать. А нахрена я включал тогда это давление-то, выравнивал? Его наоборот надо было сбросить. Пиксель хантинг. Спасибо за подсказку. Сейчас попробуем. Выход. Машина.
The ring seems to be working perfectly as a conduit between the two cable ends. I'll leave it there for now.
И я зажим забрал.
I'm not leaving my gold ring. Somebody's going to have to replace that cable eventually.
Так, ну теперь-то я достану.
Down far enough.
Все те не так. Давай тогда во. О, ну так-то затянешься.
When I was a wee lass, I tried fishing a couple of times in the pond behind my house. I never caught anything.
Хотя не очень понятно, как она будет этим пользоваться, потому что там надо... А как зажать-то?
Obviously, this is not gonna work. The clamp's already closed.
Конечно, закрылся. Вот я и говорю.
That won't do any good. I need something tight to keep the clamp open. Rubber glove, patched up and good as new.
Что-то липкое, что-то липкое. Может, ту слизь использовать? Не очень хочется. Конфеты расплавить? На чем? Нет.
The duck's deflated.
Какая-то адская какая-то конструкция. Взяли. Так.
That's a pretty cool catch.
Теперь-ча. Поехали на метре. Туды, сюды, давай. Без регистрации смс, да. Но здесь что-то не очень. Тут она сказала про липкое. Может, это перевели так, опять же, надо было слушать. Не дай бог сейчас еще ключ не тот скажет. А ключ не тот. Ключ-то нужен другой. Петька, Петька.
It's a fuse box. Oh no, skin and high currents are so not compatible. My dad's Uncle Ron can attest to that. He's dead now, of course. Caught in a stampede. Strangest thing, that. It won't budge. It's melted and stuck.
Так. Чинили, блин, короче, понятно.
Dang marquee, light up! Hell, it gone dead on me now. I'm going to have to fix that sign proper this time round, I just need me a ladder and some tools from the basement.
Что-то жутковато тут как-то.
When's the last time somebody picked up the garbage? Smells like moldy caramel popcorn and bingo cherry cola. Disgusting. It's a mountain of garbage.
Куча мусора. О, давайте в мусорных ящиках поковыряемся. Любимое занятие всех героев квестов.
I like my outfit. It's inexpensive, but cool. It's filled with a bunch of dry rags, newspapers, and a half-empty oil can. Can anybody say extreme fire hazard?
О, можно поджечь.
All right, somebody's coming.
Hell's blazes, we got us a fire.
It's a mountain of garbage.
Дядя Витя спустил мессенджер, включил тревогу. О, да. Тень, кстати, ни хрена себе, да? Как будто чувак что-то так держит.
It reminds me of something, but I just can't put my finger on it. I feel an uncontrollable urge to raise my hands.
Руки вверх. Голова тут какая-то кривая.
The shadow's being cast by those garbage bags. It's a mountain of garbage.
Ну-ка, айс так. О! Хе-хе-хе-хе.
Pretty convincing, if I have to say so myself. All right, somebody's coming.
Hell's blazes, we got us a fire.
Привет, Юль. Ну, проспала и проспала, как говорится, ничего страшного. Посмотришь в записи начала. Фух, так.
It's my diary.
Долго сидите? Ну, как? С 8. То есть час где-то. Час 13 стрим идет. Так.
It's a fire alarm and a smoke detector.
Хорош крутиться.
There's no doorknob. It's impossible to open it from this side.
Качаться игрового... Ну, ладно тебе, хорош. Прохожу я по чуть-чуть, продвигаюсь. Задумался чуть-чуть, что теперь? Прям... Игра нелегкая.
It's the theater's fire exit.
Выход.
Pretty convincing, if I have to say so myself.
Ну, допустим. Ну, дальше-то что с этим делать? Так, ладно. Пам-пам-пам-пам-пам. Ту-ду-ду-ду-ду. Концентрация. Ну, я думаю, что с этим делать-то. Он что-то не обращает внимания. Надо как-то куда-то что-то, я не знаю, что. То есть, может, куда... Ну, тут даже нет никакой активной области, кроме, собственно, тени. Что-то было? А, нет, это тоже тень. Апрель тем. Апрель и тень, и все. Апрель. Блин. Ну, апрель и апрель, как бы, да? А уже не без регистрации СМС. Да. Илья, так я ж без претензий. Я в нее не играл, не знаю какая. Но я квест обожал, ему еще петика нелогичную. Сам процесс перетыкивания предметов — это кайф. Ну, как сказать, вот, когда это делается от безысходности, это, конечно, прям не кайф. Это без претензий сейчас к этой игре, потому что здесь такого нет. Здесь как-то есть некая логика, но иногда туплю я лично.
It's a mountain of garbage. Oh, God, it's awful. It tastes like mouthwash.
Ой, а мне так раньше, кстати, леденцы Бон-Пари нравились. Что-то, и что в итоге? Что у нас там осталось? Недоеденные конфеты. Я тоже часто туплю, не только в квестах, так все тупят. Все тупят периодически. Ой. Так, сейчас, секундочку. Мне перерыв нужен небольшой. Спина болит. Нет, не спина. Бок что-то заболел. Я вышел на балкон подышать чуть-чуть. Так, жду, когда Ильем встретит Гриблера. Мне тоже надо идти к 11 встретить, позже вернусь, если не закончишь. Вряд ли. Будем ждать идти. Так, все.
It's a closed garbage bin. It's a fire alarm and a smoke detector. All right, somebody's coming.
Hell's blazes, we got us a fire.
Так, тут ничего не сделать. Тут надо что-то додуматься.
It's a fire alarm and a smoke detector. I'm not particularly hungry. They're awful. It's a pushpin. Pretty convincing, if I have to say so myself. It's a mountain of garbage. It's locked. The box office is closed.
Хм. Так. Кредитка нужна, хорошо, это понятно, это вряд ли. Так, это используется, это недоеденный конфет. Ну и хрен с ним делать, недоеденный конфет.
Just trash.
Угу. Че надо-то? Ну надо как-то, я так подозреваю, попасть в кинотеатр. Как-то. Вот, здесь закрыто. Ключа у меня нет. Соответственно, ключ, скорее всего, у этого чувака.
There's no doorknob. It's impossible to open it from this side. It's the theater's fire exit.
То есть он, соответственно, вот выходит вот так вот.
This would probably work a lot better if I opened the can first.
То есть единственный способ, чтобы он вышел, это поджечь мусор.
All right, somebody's coming.
Hell's blazes, we got us a
Сейчас я
fire.
ничего сделать не могу. Еще, то есть надо что-то как-то сделать, чтобы он, может, на тень посмотрел.
All right, somebody's coming.
Hell's blazes, we got us a fire.
Hey, you! Yeah, you! Hands up! Spread your legs and do the monkey
Mildly amusing, but irritating as hell. I'll shut him up now.
Hey, you! Yeah, you! Hands up! Spread your legs! And do
Уж это как-то использовать.
Mildly amusing, but irritating as hell. I'll shut him up now.
Ну да, руки вверх.
Hey, you! Yeah, you! Hands up! Spread your legs! And do the monkey! Dance! Dance!
All right, somebody's coming.
Hell blazes, we got us a fire.
Hands up! Spread your legs!
Now, where's that voice coming from?
Yeah, you!
Show yourself.
Hands up! Spread your legs!
All right there, mister. Just don't you fire that gun now, you hear? I'm sorry I chased you earlier. Freddy'll do the monkey for you right now, if that's what you want, He'll do the monkey until you ask him to stop, I reckon,
Yeah, you! Hands up! Spread your legs! And do the monkey!
Вот он, Кортес.
I knew you would come, sooner or later. There's no way out of here. Did you know that? There's no way out of Victory Hotel. All exits,
Я прошел.
they just lead back inside.
You have no idea what I went through to find you. First,
Do you like movies?
sure, who doesn't? Wait a second. I was trying to tell you that
I don't much like modern movies myself. They're either too loud and expensive or too obscure and self-indulgent. But old movies, really old movies, have a charm and a simplicity that appeals to me.
Listen, please don't interrupt me again. It's starting to piss me off.
But I have never interrupted you, unless I've had something important to say, of course. But go ahead. What is it you wanted to talk about?
Why did you make me search all over the city for you?
Did you know?
Search for me? I've been here for hours, señorita. I haven't moved. The question ought to be, what made you go out of your way to find me?
Not like this.
We agreed to meet this morning, remember?
As I remember it, there was no agreement. I said tomorrow, but you refused. I assumed you weren't interested.
Sooner or later.
I apologize for making myself unavailable,
No way
however.
out of here. Did you know that?
Don't give me that. You wanted me to come looking for you again.
All exits just
Actually, no, I had to lay low for a few hours.
Does it have anything to do with the cop that was staking this place out?
Yeah. So it was a good thing I didn't stick my head out the door to look for you then, no?
just not.
He's gone now. Are you in some kind of trouble with the police? Wait, don't tell me. Immigration.
They will be here soon.
No, señorita. Not the police. There are bigger players than the police.
Do so.
I don't want to know. I'm not getting mixed up with the mob or gangs or anything like that.
There's not much you want to be mixed up in at all, is there?
My life's complicated enough as it is, Mr. Cortez. I don't even know what I'm doing here.
We can
Answers.
walk out of here. Go our different ways.
You
Forget
want,
about the Victory
you
Hotel.
need answers.
You keep telling me that, but you never give me any answers. Just more questions. Like, who's out to get you? What's going on with me? How come you know so much about me?
Not in here.
I plan to answer all your questions today, April. By the time you go to sleep tonight, your world will have changed, and nothing will ever be the same.
You're just being cryptic again. It's like soap opera sex. Lots of boring dialogue, and when they finally go to bed, everything's dark and covered by blankets.
You want the full Monty then? Come with me. Come outside.
Пойдем со мной, если хочешь жить.
I will show you the truth.
There is a way out.
This is probably as good a place as any. At least there's no one around to see, except rats.
To see what?
Stand back, señorita.
What for? What are you doing?
Why, Alice, I'm sending you through the looking glass.
What? What is that? Please tell me it's a hologram.
It's a mirror to reflect your dreams.
I don't see anything, just light.
Oh, you have to step through.
Step through that? Oh no, I don't think so.
This is the moment of decision, April. All time, past and present, revolves around this moment. The destiny of worlds is in your hands. But you must make the choice on your own. La vida es corta. You must decide how to live it best.
All right, I'll do it.
Vamos. Enter the light.
Don't say that, it sounds too ominous. Just tell me what's gonna happen.
You're about to take the first step on the longest journey of your life. But don't worry. I'll be waiting right here.
I must be insane to do this.
Yes, it's pretty much a given.
It's a perfect fit. I'm so clever I could just die.
Oh, I almost forgot. When you're ready to come back, pay a visit to a friend of mine called Westhouse, Brian Westhouse. Vaya con Dios, child, and may the balance protect you.
Cortez? Cortez!
А, ролик еще идет.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Да.
What was the name Cortez told me to remember? Westhouse? Brian Westhouse? I think that was it. Cortez said to look him up when I wanted to go home. Well, I want to go home now.
Тут поворот.
The shutters are closed, but it's daylight outside.
Чувак.
Hello? Hi.
Et tu? Emile, tu vas?
Do you speak English? Parlez-vous français? Habla español?
Aku, sta kayan paras. Inomalante kandra, ton maris orethesiton.
Я так понимаю, что весь прошлый час мы бегали в поисках Кортеза, я особо ничего важного не пропустил. Нет, в целом нет.
Aku kandi. Good. Niranton alvoch. Sank al koda magic.
Ну, магия.
Torante. Salhe. Naven. All tongue.
Олтанг. А тонко это не язык.
What does Altung mean?
Maris. Tu vernelian aran tu torank lock eton.
Where's Cortez?
Tu tone eken. Tu ken vernilia fata tintu vermilian ton. Aku tu fata. Se quandare. Ken estare. Ton.
Who are you?
Ken esang maris ortona. Magigean pose ton. Sare alvoca in iriam tue ethium.
Who are you?
Ton ken esank.
Where am I?
Sankis tue. Tonan tu ken alvoch. E magican ian ton an asans.
Where is Cortez?
Ton ken esank.
Это он не понимает, это он.
Aku kandi. Good. Niranton alvoch. Sank al koda magic. Torante. Salhe. Naven. All tongue. Al orta e beginning. Parasimtin you. You have thiesa e magici Sara. E the knowledge. Aritua ya e tue by generations e umani. Knowledge of all tongue.
What do you mean by magic and knowledge?
Magique ken ean sane tue toranke loc maris. Aku kandi. Good. Niranton alvoch. Sank al koda magic. Torante. Salhe. Naven. All tongue. Al orta e beginning. Parasimtin
По кругу
you.
пошли, короче, да.
You have thiesa e magici Sara. E the knowledge. Aritua ya e tue by generations e umani. Knowledge of all tongue.
You're starting to make sense.
Magique. Ken ean san tue torank e loc maris. Aku kandi. Good.
Niranton al voce, Sank al coda magic, Torante, Salhe, Naven, all tongue.
I give up, but thanks anyway.
Tu postque paenciana maris, co arib alcen tu indime res templa sans vernema a navan.
Да.
The doors are closed. Oil lamps, or whatever their magical equivalent may be called.
Чат не заработал. Он должен работать, но он не работает.
Mildly amusing, but irritating as hell. I'll shut him up now.
Чат не заработал просто. Ну, потому что, да, потому что рестрим, короче, вот почему. Можно, в принципе, кстати, наверное, сделать вот так. Сейчас. Можно сделать вот так вот. Ты-ты-ты-ты-ты. Наверное, так. Вот так, если пойдет, так. Или так не пойдет. Вот. Не знаю. Вот так вот могу сделать. Не очень красиво, правда, но это ничего не дает. Ну как, вот же чат. Просто тот чат был с этого, с рестрима. И да, ну видите как. Да, он типа должен работать на самом деле. Должен. Но почему-то не работает. Почему не работает, я не знаю. То есть, а как бы выводить часть экрана просто сюда, я что-то не думаю, что это интересно и нужное вообще занятие. Так, сейчас.
The doors are closed. Oil lamps, or whatever their magical equivalent may be called.
Пора на луч переходить. А в луче, кстати, есть общий чат? Я, кстати, не уверен. Есть он там вообще? Потому что в рестриме он есть. Я вот сейчас на него смотрю. То есть, если бы мне сейчас писали бы с Твича там или с ВК, я бы видел.
Oil lamps, or whatever their magical equivalent may be called. He looks like some kind of priest. Oil lamps, or whatever their magical equivalent may be called. The shutters are closed, but it's daylight outside. Big surprise, I'm still here.
Ну, Нил или Миша стримит... Миша. Это что за Миша-то? Шляпник, что ли? Ой.
The doors are closed. Enormous satin drapes. Enormous satin drapes. Enormous satin drapes. The doors are closed. Hi.
Ken esang marisortona, magigean poseiton, sare alvoca im iriam tue ithium. Aku kandi. Good. Niranton alvoch, sank al coda magic. Torante, salhe, naven, all tongue. Al orta I beginning, parasim tin you. You have thiesa I magic Sara, I the knowledge. Aritua ya itue by generations e umani, knowledge of all tongue. Now you have allowed the magic to enter your heart, and the knowledge of all tongue, ever present but dormant, to guide your ears and your tongue.
I understand you. You speak English? Why didn't you just tell me straight away?
No, child. I do not speak English. I speak Naven, all tongue, the common language of Arcadia.
Arcadia? Wait a second. How did I get here? What is this place, and who the hell are you?
Oh, my manners have abandoned me yet again. I'm afraid my preoccupation with ancient texts and the company of my fellow fathers have left me unequipped with the grace of social intercourse.
Meaning what?
That I have been rude. My name, dear child, is Tobias Grensret, and I am the Vestrum of the Sentinel, the Order of the Balance. We are the Fathers.
Okay. I'm April. April Ryan.
I take it this is your first shift, your first passage through the Divide?
I have no idea what you're talking about, but I guess this is my first shift.
Then I will explain. everything. Someone must. You are without guidance, without a mentor?
Mentor? There's this guy Cortez. He assisted me, told me about magic and truth and dreams and portals. Crazy stuff. Well, it seemed crazy at the time, although now I don't...
Cortez? Ah, yes, Cortez. Very good, very good. Then come, let us proceed. Let me show you Mercuria, the grandest city of all ages.
Где киберпанк? Киберпанка нет. Все, самурай, нам нечего больше жечь.
Explore Mercuria, April. See the sights, meet the people, and then, when you are ready, return to the temple. I will answer whatever questions you may have then.
Да. Ну что ж, почитаем. Я в Аркадии. Интересно, тут все еще суббота? Тут у них вообще бывают субботы? Интересно, почему я не верещу, не бьюсь в истерике и не рву на себе волосы? Случай-то как раз подходящий. Когда ты видишь то, чего в принципе быть не может, разве людям не полагается сходить с ума? Может, я так спокойно, потому что насмотрел всяких снов и... Да, похоже, что слово «сны» теперь не подходит, скорее уж видение или даже предчувствие. Они полностью соответствуют тому, что я вижу в этом месте. Магию. И да, магия. Придется мне согласиться с тем, что она существует, хотя это и невозможно. Но, видно, не так уж и невозможно, потому что здесь магия есть. Знать бы, где это оно, это здесь. Я там дальше еще написала. И несмотря на все странности, я себя чувствую нормально. По какой-то необъяснимой причине, пусть и не укладывающейся у меня в голове, мне нравится это место. Оно кажется мне знакомым, словно я когда-то здесь была или слышала о нем. Да, мне очень хочется домой и немедленно. Но я не паникую, ни следа паники. Ну, разве что совсем чуть-чуть. Ой, да надо записать имя, пока не забыла. Брайан Вестхаус. Кортес сказал, чтобы я нашла его, когда захочу отправиться домой. Вот так вот. Без паники, как говорится. Прилавки, 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 прилавки. Фонтан. Кстати, я помню, что у нас вообще хотели вот в России как ее сделать типа какой-то вот Царьград, что ли. Типа, ну, типа, чтобы был как под старину, там приходишь, а там тебе эти стоят какие-нибудь там эти чуваки в допетровской одежде такие. Здравствуй, боярин. Вот это все. Проходи, колочом угощайся. Вот это вот. Блин, наверное, прикольно было бы, но, как всегда, просрали идею. Такой тематический парк. У нас даже Диснейленд обосрали. Привет. Мистер Шамангер, привет. Птица.
What a sorry-looking bird.
Hey, you don't look too polished yourself, lady.
Oops, I didn't know you could talk.
Да, здравствуй, добрый
Didn't look
молодец.
as if
Вот
you
это.
could talk either.
А птичья? Нет.
Want to test your skill and perception with a game of cups? There are prizes to be won.
What can I win?
Well, there's coin, of course. Double your bet or choose from a wide variety of exotic prizes. Like this antique Domari canter from Guyenne. A superb replica of Mount Tyranny cast in pure solid iron. A magic walnut from the once glorious island kingdom of Anciel. And this, unique bird. Get me out of here! Keep your beak shut, you scraggly piece of... And he talks! Great for feasts and for the amusement of infants. He's our top prize, a real keeper.
Ну, получается, что, наверное, надо пиццу выиграть. Как играем? Ну,
How do I
играем.
play?
You put your coin down on the table. I put a cup on top of it and shuffle it around with the other 2 cups. And all you have to do is guess which one hides your coin. And remember, no magic used and none allowed. This amulet right here will light up if you use magic. Then you'll be banned. For life!
Sorry, but I'm broke.
May the balance bring coin to your pocket, young lady, so that you may return to me and invest it in a game of cups. How about a game of cups today?
Mind if I ask you a couple of questions?
Time is money, so make it quick.
What do you know about Vestrum Tobias?
Vestron Tobias, eh? The High Priest of the Sentinel himself. Did you know they call themselves the Fathers? That's a joke. When was the last time they did anything for us, the people? No. They are only interested in sticking with their outdated customs and keeping their secrets under lock. I'm getting more and more inclined to listen to these new people, the Vanguard. Their ideas appeal to me. They may be radical, but we're past due for a change. Only thing I don't wholly approve of is their alliance with the Tyrant. Filthy, dangerous people. But the Vanguard seem to have them under control, so I'm not too worried. I wish they wouldn't allow them into the city, though.
How do you get along with your neighbor?
The maps merchant? We've faced each other for 6 years now, every single day, and he never speaks a word to me except to insult me. Nose high in the sky, calls me a charlatan, as if he's the guardian himself. You know, good oversized bag of wind.
Ooh.
Do you know anything about Stark?
Not much. I'm not too sure if I even
Stark?
believe in the place.
Тони Старк
I mean,
или Говард
you
Старк.
hear the
Я больше Старков не
stories and you
знаю.
read the books. Well, I don't, but some do. A place where there's no magic, only science? Sounds like a bloody paradise, doesn't it? I mean, with my, skills, I could make a killing in a place like that.
What's Arcadia like?
What a queer question that is. What's the world like? It's big, for one, and too expensive. And they should ban Dalmari women from gambling because I swear they have a second sight.
Thanks.
Now, how about a game of cups?
Okay, let's go.
Just place your bet, investment, on the table and the game will begin.
Maps, I got maps. Can I interest you in a map, miss? Top-notch, hand-drawn in quality ink by skilled sunwriters. Ain't no better in all the Northlands.
How much are your maps?
That depends, miss. I got a very nice one here of the border mountains for only 6. Arons, fresh from the quill of a sunwriter. Maps, get your maps here.
Кстати, а вот интересно, а правда карты продавали раньше? Их же наверняка было очень тяжело составлять. Да.
Do you sell maps of the city?
Can't help you there, miss. The Guild of Tourism has monopoly on city maps. I can tell you're not from around here, or you'd know that. Got tons of maps of all the Northlands, though, from the city of Tyron to the Bay of Fire. Maps!
Where can I find the Guild of Tourism?
They're closed for the holidays.
Sure, that makes sense.
Понятно, здесь тоже суббота.
Mind if I ask you a couple of questions?
Yes, maps!
Do you know Vestrum Tobias?
Everyone knows Vestrum Tobias, girl. He's been an important part of this city for as long as I can remember.
What can you tell me about him?
The Vestrum is an honorable man, but a conservative one, and I don't know if he still has the best interests of the people at heart. Sometimes I think he worries too much about custom. The Sentinel have been our so-called protectors and keepers of the balance for so long we don't even think of it anymore. But now that the Vanguard are introducing a new way of thinking, new philosophies, I'm afraid the Sentinel will find their power diminished before too long. Their resistance to change will be their downfall. Mark my words, their downfall for certain. And Tobias, honorable man that he is, will be remembered as the captain who went down with his ship.
How do you get along with your neighbors?
The Cup's handler? Stay away from him, miss. He takes great joy in robbing people's purses. You can't beat him, not without magic, and he doesn't allow magic at his table.
How would he know if I did use magic?
Oh, he's got one of those blasted talismans. They're always digging up magical artifacts in Shagagriel, and they sell them to dogs like him for a silver coin
Dreamfall
or
нет,
two.
вообще не играл.
Get a proper job, you son of a mole!
Dreamfall, когда вышло, у меня комп ее не тянул. Блин, кстати, парадокс. Вот у меня, получается, первый комп, я его поменял на другой, когда тому было... Так, в 2000, получается, 9-м, а тот... Ему было в 2003-м тот покупали. То есть 6 лет. Второй компьютер с 2000, получается, 9 по 2016. То есть 7 лет прожил. Чуть побольше на год. А этот уже 10. Наверное, надо опять новый. Но это уже другая история. Не, все работает. Там забавные изменения будут магического мира. Забавные. Забавные в кавычках. Кавычки теперь запрещены.
What do you know about Stark?
Land of wonders, strange customs, and machinery. Ah, to be in Stark. I'd give my right leg. Well, perhaps not my right leg as such. You really need two sturdy legs to stand on in this business, or you'll find yourself... yes, a grand place indeed, free of this blasted, chaotic, unpredictable magic. Does no good to anyone. Now, machines built by man, controlled by man, in servitude of man. That's the future, isn't it? Yes, the Vanguard may be a little unorthodox in their methods and teachings, but they're right about one thing. Stark and Arcadia belong together, not apart.
What's Arcadia like?
What can I say about a whole world, girl? It's a beautiful place for sure, but we're stuck in the past. We don't look ahead, not like our cousins in Stark. Magic is all well and good, but it won't bring our world into the modern age, and Arcadia is untamed. It's wild and unpredictable. Good for the map business, sure, but not so good for productivity and expansion. Oh, some people may consider our world a paradise. The Sentinel, for one, they'd prefer to keep it just the way it is. Me, I'd like to see some changes, and fast.
Thanks for your help.
Maps!
No maps for me today, thanks.
Fair enough, miss, but don't expect me to come running to your aid if you ever get lost in Riverwood. Without my maps, you'll probably end up a mole's dinner or worse. Maps!
Maps. Map. Map.
In a world without the screen, that's what passes for entertainment. And it's pretty darn good. It's a talking bird. The whole fountain's been carved in one piece from a granite-like material. Very impressive. I wonder if that's supposed to be anybody in particular, or just any old head.
Похож на то дерево, кстати. Которое в самом начале было.
What the hell kind of animal is that? Those guys must be part of the City Watch. They look a hell of a lot more intimidating than the Newport cops, despite the lack of an exoskeleton. This guy's selling musical instruments. Most of these I don't even recognize. But he's got a drum in there and what looks like half a guitar and a couple of dried rabbit carcasses. Ugh! I'm not in the market for an instrument at this particular moment. Still, good to know where to get one in case of, he's selling musical instruments. Stout guardians of the city. Wooden, but stout. And that blue fire is way cool. Stout guardians of the city. Wooden, but stout. And that blue fire is way cool. Those guys must be part of the City Watch. They look a hell of a lot more... This lady, she's selling a variety of fresh fish. This guy's selling lobsters, crabs, eels, and... What the hell is that purple thing? That is so not appetizing.
Вкусно, наверное. Красиво. Маяк, что ли? Чувак вообще тут нормально. Нифига не делает. Стрим попадать в сказочный мир Калуги. О, сказочный мир Калуги. Я в него каждый день попадаю. Моряк. Кости бряк.
Ahoy there, matey!
Pardon?
Isn't that how you sailors greet each other?
No.
What do you say then?
Usually, hello. And if it's sunny, nice day for it. We might even try a "How are you today" then, if we're feeling adventurous. But never, ever, ahoy.
This is valuable information.
Aye, matey, that it be.
Why aren't you out at sea?
Do you see the sail on that barge over there?
Yes.
Is it flapping?
What?
Is it flapping? Is the sail flapping in the wind?
No.
And why is that then?
Because it's not windy?
Exactly.
Well, can't you just use oars or something?
Oh, what an excellent idea. Now, why didn't we think of that? Of course. Oars! By Jaw's stunted left arm, that's it. Why have we been moored to the dock for a month with our merchandise dropping in value when we could have just rowed our way to Guienne?
Are you being sarcastic?
Sarcastic? Me? What in Jaw's name makes you think that?
Так это сарказм был или не был? Дефо, кстати, сыграть в фильме «Человек в моем подвале». О.
How long's it been since the last wind?
Near a month. Ever since that accursed alchemist put some kind of spell on the wind. The Mojal be cursed if I know why. But it's a bloody catastrophe. I've sent some good people of mine up north to deal with him, but not one has returned. Now the Areed High Council speak of sending an entire army platoon to sort him out. But I'm afraid that just might piss him off.
Как у вас так получается сарказм отличать? Я вот все пытаюсь понять. Всю жизнь, блин, я с этим мучаюсь. Как отличить сарказм от несарказма? Как выделить шутку от нешутки? Вот. Как отделить правду от неправды, шутку от нешутки, сарказм от несарказма? Не знаю. Вроде и человеческий язык изобрели для того, чтобы общаться, а не издеваться друг над другом. А они тут сарказм играют.
Who's this alchemist who cast a spell on the wind?
I believe his name is Clax. Roper Clax. Lives in a bloody rock somewhere up north, beyond Riverwood.
Thanks for the chat.
Aye.
Человека знать. Не понял я ничего.
Assorted cargo. Assorted cargo. Judging by his ungainly stance, I'd say he's a mariner pining for the sea. It's a small ship or boat. I don't know the difference. Is there a difference?
Тогда забей. Понятно. Это шутка? Это маленькая лодка. Такая небольшая. Ну да, знаешь, тогда отличаешь. Да не знаю, меня надо мной даже, блин, дед умудрялся угорать, а ему было 86 лет. Вот. Он такой хитренький, знаете, такой. Я, короче, на дачу прихожу, дед сидит. Дед на старости лет стал не очень хорошо слышать. Он такой сидит, и обычно там: дед, иди сюда. Чё? Такой вообще, типа, не слышит. Я прихожу на дачу, а он радио слушает. А у него радио так работает, тут я так даже не слушаю. То есть, типа, так тихо, он такой сидит, слушает. Я такой, нифига себе. Причем не то, что он включил, и типа ему пофигу, нет, слушает. Вот. Вот. Так что да, дед был такой еще. Отжигал даже, блин, последний год жизни он и то умудрился отжигать.
Assorted cargo. Big surprise. I'm still here. The old man and the,
Старик и море.
ocean? Looks like a lifetime at sea has left its tracks on him.
You might want to consider waiting till you be out of earshot before you badmouth me.
Hello, old man.
I got me no treasure, and I got me no map of no buried treasure. I just be an old sailor with no ship, so leave us be.
What are you doing?
Mending nets, of course. What'd it look like I be doing?
I'm not well versed in maritime customs.
Mar what? Ah, yous mean sea life, do you not? Ah, the smell of the salty sea, the lapping of waves on your ship, the spray of cold water on your face, plump maidens in every part. I tell yous, I be having stories about the sea.
Care to share some of your maritime stories with me?
Mar what? Ah, tales of the sea, right? Sure, sweetie, I be happy to. Now, what stories be I wanted to hear, then?
Any tale of your exciting adventures will do.
I be having plenty of tales to tell. There be the tale of me adventures in the Baksheevan Empire, if you'd be interested. It'd be a tale of grand romance, just up your alley, be sure of it.
Sure, that sounds like a fine story.
Aye. It be near on 50 years ago that I was a mate on a sturdy old lady called the Three-Legged Whore.
The what?
What do I be saying? She was called the Thrifty
Да
Horse.
уж, название.
Aye, that be her name. The Whittle Whatsit.
You don't remember the ship's name, do you?
Anyways, I be a young mate then, and we be anchored in Monterba, the grand western port of the once glorious Baksheevan Empire. I be having ship leave until the following evening, and it be me first visit to that exotic and dangerous port. So I sets out to have a look around. Now, bear in mind that Monterba be ruled by a mock, like all large Baksheevan cities. In principle, the mock be having to report to and pay half of all taxes to the emperor in Port Altaban. But with the Baksheevan Empire having all but crumbled into pieces, the provinces do be having the power to do pretty much as they be wanting. And so I sets out on me own that day to explore the city. Now, bear in mind that all the cities of the Southlands, and that be me adventures in the once glorious empire of Bakshiva. And that be how I meet me bird. How I see Dus and the romance the Mock's daughter. How I be chased from Monterba by the Mock's soldiers, and how I be the first man to walk across the desert of Shangagriel, the wastelands, and how I be getting this awful rash on. Girl, you do not be sleeping, do you?
What? What? Sleeping? No. Just concentrating really hard. Good story, though.
Arr.
Solid material. Ever considered doing a book?
Aye, but the agents in Marcuria be bloodthirsty vampires with no thought but to milk your life's blood.
Oh, so they take an outrageous commission then?
No, they actually be bloodthirsty vampires with a penchant for biting your neck when you ain't be looking.
Huh. What have you got in that chest?
What chest?
The one you're sitting on.
Oh, that be no chest, girl. That be me stool. Aye, me stool, carved into the uncanny likeness of a chest.
But what's in it?
No priceless treasure, that be for sure. Nothing at all. It be empty.
No, really. What's in the chest?
Oh, live snakes. Aye, snakes that'll bite your face off before you have time to jump. Better leave them be, then.
I'm still curious about that chest.
Right. I be telling yous, curse the balance, girl. You never give up, do you? I be having no real treasure in here, like I told ye. But it be where I keep me personal articles and things I be picking up now and then on me travels. And me bed, it's where I be keeping me bed before I be losing him. I be a stupid old man. He be my best friend. I ain't nobody else around to talk
Вот,
to, you see,
птица.
on account of him being a talking bird.
What happened to your talking bird?
I be cheated out of him. Aye, that cups handler on the
Да,
marketplace
надо
be
вернуть
cheat me
птицу
in a
ему.
full game of cups, and I be having to give me bird up to try to win me money back.
And what happened?
He be taking me bird when I be choosing the wrong cup. Aye, my best friend taken from me. Cursed be the balance. I be all lonesome now. The worst part is that me bird is now a prize to be won. A prize in the cups game. Beat the handler thrice and you win a prize of your choice, me poor bird.
What's your bird's name?
Bird.
Oh,
Какой твой любимый персонаж? Чарли?
I'd love to hear some more maritime stories.
Sure, sweetie, I be happy to. What story you be wanting to hear now?
Any tale of your exciting adventures will do.
You want more? Damn be me wooden left ankle. I be having a great old tale to tell yous about how I be coming to have me wooden pecker. It all began...
You know what? On second thought, forget about it.
Ah.
I'd better get going.
Ah, yous young'uns all be always running round. Everything be so important. Yous be having no time to sit down and take a breath. So go. Be not wasting your time here with me.
I wouldn't feel too comfortable about sailing anywhere in that. It's like a toy boat for children.
Не надо. Начинается. Лодка. Маленькая лодка, большая лодка.
It's a lighthouse.
Спасибо. Я так-то знал.
It's a lighthouse, much like the ones we have at home, except this one, of course, burns a blue fire. size of these galleons is truly breathtaking. And there are dozens of them, not to mention a number of smaller vessels. Mercuria must be a very important and very busy port.
Не знаете бурю. Фу, понятно.
Blue fire. It's either propane or magic. I'm guessing the latter.
Тогда кто? Кортес, который любит старые фильмы. Наверное, он.
He's selling a variety of fresh shellfish and other, delicacies. The walls look ancient. Mercuria must be at least as old as anything back in the real, in my world. She's selling a variety of fresh fish. Those guys must be part of the city watch. They look a hell of a lot more intimidating
Давайте
than the
переберем
Newport
всех
cops,
персонажей,
despite the
угадаем.
lack of an exoskeleton. I've never seen anything like it.
Я же в чате написал. Но я сейчас не промотаю чат, к сожалению, технология утеряна.
Excuse me, Mr. Tobias?
Tobias. Just call me Tobias, please. I require no ceremony from a distinguished guest such as yourself. Did you enjoy the sights?
I don't know. I'm overwhelmed. Walking around out there, seeing with my own two eyes things that can't possibly exist. I kept thinking, it's all a dream. I'll wake up at any moment now and everything will return to normal. But then I realized, I'm still here. It's real. I can touch it. I can smell it. And you know what? It doesn't make sense. Nothing makes sense here. Magic, alien creatures, parallel worlds. I don't believe in those things. I don't believe in fairy tales.
In your world, in Stark, there is no room for magic. That is, and always has been, the curse of science, the fallibility of logic and order. They leave no room for the imagination. If it does not fit into the narrow perception of the laws of nature that your world adheres to, it's a fairy tale. But then, magic has its downsides too. It's unpredictable. It invites chaos. It puts the balance in peril in a way that science alone never could.
I keep hearing about the balance and about Stark and Arcadia and... This is probably going to sound strange to you, but I'm clueless. I have no idea what this place is or what I'm doing here or... All I know is that something strange is happening in my world, I guess. I had dreams, and the dreams felt so real, and then things started happening in real life too. Things that couldn't happen, and
I think I will begin at the very beginning. I believe that is why you were sent here, to learn, to understand, to see for yourself. Like you said, you cannot believe in this place. Well, you will. After you have learned the truth, you will. Come with me, and I will tell you the story of Earth as your books never have. And when your eyes and ears are open to the truth, perhaps your mind will follow. We can only hope. Come. This is the true story of the balance, as observed by the Sentinel, the Order of the Balance, the Fathers. The Sentinel Minstrel committed this story to the pages of the scriptures and to these temple walls thousands of years ago, so that coming generations could learn and understand their past and their future. The wall paintings we are looking at became known as the murals of the balance, and it is through these images that I will recount our common history to you, April Ryan. The story begins and ends here, with this mural. Ages ago and in ages to come, the earth was one, and magic and science existed side by side in nature and in all people. There was balance, and there was harmony.
you're saying there was just one world then?
One world, one Earth. Magic and science in balance with each other, within each and every living creature. The power to make the stars dance and to create life itself was within our grasp. But then, humankind began to exploit this divine power of two, and they saw fit to use it for their own selfish purposes. The balance of the cosmos was in peril. Unless something was done, unless man was humbled and learned to fear the power he wrought over cosmos, the twilight of chaos would fall upon Earth. It had happened before, in distant times and on distant worlds, and it would happen again. And every man, woman, and child of every people and every race would be devoured by the coming apocalypse. We were given a visitation then. The Drag-kin, having lived among us for untold generations, rose to offer their guidance and assistance in preserving the balance on our world.
The Drag? I think I've heard that name before.
Drag-kin, Draken, Dragons, whichever name they go by, they remain the eternal servants and custodians of the balance. There were 4 of them here on Earth, and of the 4, one who would found the Order of the Balance, the Sentinel. The first Minstrum were instructed that magic and science would have to be separated before the balance collapsed and brought untold disaster. Earth would have to be split in 2 equal parts. Arcadia and Stark. Magic and science, chaos and order. The first Sentinel were counted 13, 6 scientists, 6 magicians, and one who was between, the Drag-kin, our mentor, our custodian, our learned guide. Both magic and science were needed to perform this most difficult of tasks, to split a world in 2, to create 2 worlds from one.
Wasn't the use of that kind of power dangerous to the balance?
Yes, and so for this purpose, they built a tower to channel their powers and focus them on the divide that they would create. The kin had brought a disc with them, a disc forged in the fire of their world. Placed at the base of the tower, and the epicenter of the divide, the disc and the tower would become one, a conduit for the flow of magic and science. At the appointed hour, the 13 came to the tower, and with them a woman, whose destiny was decided by the purpose to which she had been born. She would be the first guardian, the human protector of the balance, who would stay in the tower for 1,000 years to watch over the two worlds and to ensure that the flows of magic and science were always equal. And so the ritual began. One world was to become two, separated by the balance, and each world visible to the other only by way of dreams. Who was ushered into which world was not an arbitrary choice, nor one taken lightly. For the magical creatures, the choice was simple. They had to go to Arcadia. Their kind would not survive in Stark. But for others, families were torn apart, lovers separated, and friends lost for all eternity. Encircled by the 12 and the one who would be guardian, the disk at the base of the tower began to spin faster and faster as more and more power flowed through it, until it was a blur. Darkness enveloped the tower, but the disk glowed brighter and brighter. Reality turned, and in one moment, a new reality had been created and two new worlds born. In the tower there was silence. The original disk had disappeared, and in its place was a smaller counterpart, a similar yet different disk. Around and outside the tower the world was different.
Называется.
They were now between Stark and Arcadia, between reality and dream. This was the realm of the balance and of the guardian, and it would be her home for the next 1,000 years. The one who was kin picked up the disk and said, "This disk is a counterpart to the original disk, which has now become this realm, and the key to which has been split and divided in 4. The key is the disk, and the disk is this realm." This mystified the 12, and the one who was kin continued, "Know only this. The Guardian's realm cannot be broken unless the disk is broken. But nor can it be repaired without the disk being repaired. The 4 pieces, that is the key, will be given to the 6 of you who are to be taken to Arcadia for safekeeping.
4 части возьмете, выйти 6.
Yet the key will never be complete," he went on, "without the precious stones that adorn each piece. I will keep 1, and my fellow kin the 3 others. Should the day come when this realm must be repaired, or the worlds reunited, and that day will come, you will assemble the disk, and the kin will come together one last time." With that, 6 of the 13 went to Arcadia, and 6 to Stark, and the one who would be guardian ascended to the throne. Witness the mural, where her dreams and hopes, her very soul, were locked away in the disk. In service of the balance, these traits were nothing but barriers. Through new eyes, the imbalance between the worlds was as clear as the stars themselves to the Guardian, and with one thought, she channeled chaos from Arcadia and logic from Stark into the disk, and redistributed the power wherever it was needed. A new era had begun, the era of the Guardian. After they left the tower, 2 of the Drakkin went to Stark, the other 2 to Arcadia. The 6 who came to each world started what is now known as the Sentinel, the Order of the Balance. But while in Arcadia the Sentinel thrived, in Stark they did not. In Stark, the memories of magic and the balance could not survive in the face of the new reality of natural laws, of logic, and of science. And soon, very soon, Arcadia became nothing more than legend, a myth, tales of fairies to recount to impressionable children, and stories to frighten and entertain around a fire. And while dreams still brought sights and sounds of Arcadia to those asleep in Stark, they were discounted as mere dreams and nothing more.
So that's it? We forgot about our past and about Arcadia? and that's the way things are, then what's wrong with that? And why does magic from Arcadia seem to have begun leaking through to Stark?
That is another long story. But I can tell that you are tired of stories, and so I shall be brief. As I told you, while in Arcadia, the Sentinel grew in numbers and in strength. In Stark, while flourishing for a brief time, they were soon diminished and powerless. Some of the Stark Sentinel did not take kindly to this, and they berated the Arcadian Sentinel for their politics and teachings. The Stark Sentinel wanted people to work towards reunification, while their brothers did not. So the inevitable soon came to pass, and the Stark Sentinel parted ways with their Arcadian brothers, and named themselves the Vanguard. And while at first their philosophy was not so different from ours, over the years it changed radically. The Vanguard wanted the divide torn down, the worlds reunited, and the return to what they called the Glorious Ages, when humankind could control the forces of cosmos. But first they needed their own servant in charge of the balance, their own guardian. Now, every 1,000 years, a new guardian took the place of the old one, because no one can be separated from their souls for any longer than 1,000 years. Every 1,000 years, a new guardian was born. The balance provided the seed from which a new fruit grew. But now, it has been 200 years since the previous guardian, the 12th guardian, was to be replaced. Every new child born to the balance has been taken away by the Vanguard, to be studied in an attempt to control them. In every instance, so far they have failed, but the 12th guardian could wait no longer. Only a short time ago, the disc in the tower shattered, and the guardian left his throne. The balance is now untended, and we have yet to find a new guardian. Unless we do so, the Vanguard may get their chance. And they may be able to place their own puppet on the throne, to rule the balance according to their principles. And this we cannot allow. It will mean the end of Stark and Arcadia, and the dawn of an era of chaos. Now do you see?
I understand the history. I can even accept it. But I don't understand why I'm here and what Cortez wants with me.
The balance is in peril, April. The Guardian has abandoned his tower. He has disappeared, and there is no one to take his place. He must be reinstated to protect the balance until a new Guardian may be found.
And what can I do? I'm nobody. I've just been having a lot of bad dreams.
You are a strong shifter. I have not seen your like in my lifetime.
A shifter?
Someone capable of opening doors between worlds. A shift. A portal between the realms of Stark and Arcadia.
Are you kidding? I didn't do anything. Cortez was the one who opened the shift, and he just waved his hands around in the air. I don't think I'd be capable of opening a portal even if I had a magic wand.
Only a shifter's own power can allow her to travel. No one else can do this for her. Cortez only channeled your power to aid you. He would not be able to step through the shift himself.
Even if that's true, I don't have any control over my talent.
Not yet. But in time you will. How else do you intend to travel back to your world?
God, I haven't even thought about that yet. Can't you help me?
I'm afraid not. Even if I could shift, I would not be able to channel through you like Cortez did.
So, I'm on my own?
If you have any questions, I will do my best to answer them. But aside from that, yes. Yes, you are.
That's so not cool.
No, it has been unseasonably warm. If you don't mind, I will return to my studies now. Thank you for listening to an old man and his long stories.
No, thank you. It's starting to make a little bit of sense now.
That is good news. Come see me again if you have any more questions.
Четыре ключа разделили на 6 человек. Они ушли туда, братья ушли туда. Эти, короче, ушли туда. Эти потеряли. Короче, пипец. Эй, вы четверо, идите сюда, трое. Вам двоим говорю. Чё смотришь, работаешь спустя кое-как. Да.
Excuse me. Do you know a man named Brian Westhouse?
Westhouse? That old goat? Yes, unfortunately. What would you with him?
I need to find him.
I do not know where he lives. I hear somewhere on the outskirts of the city by the sea, but I cannot tell you any more than that.
What do you know about Cortez?
Your mentor? What has he told you about himself?
Not much. Nothing, in fact. He's a complete mystery to me.
To learn something about someone, the best way to go about it is to ask them yourself. There is nothing I can do to enlighten you.
But who is he?
He is who he is, what he is. If he has not told you himself, then perhaps he does not wish you to know. It would be improper for me to divulge his secrets.
You're as bad as he is. No offense. It's just frustrating.
I understand. The next time you see him, tell him what you have told me. Maybe he will tell you the truth, maybe he will not. It is his choice to make.
4 части дали в Аркадию. А Старк это типа вот этот киберпанковский мир, где она живет, типа наш мир.
Who'd know about Westhouse?
His whereabouts? I do not understand what you would with him. He is rude, uncultured, and ignorant.
Cortez told me to look him up.
Well, I do not know where he lives or frequents, but someone at the market may. He trades merchandise there, and I think he collects maps of the Northlands.
Who did you say I should see about Westhouse?
The map merchant at the market may know. There is one thing I must tell you, however. Few would know Westhouse by his real name. In the city, he is known as the Rolling Man, because of his strange two-wheeled vehicle. A most dreadful and dangerous contraption if I ever saw one.
A bicycle?
Perhaps. It has a grotesque appearance, much like the Westhouse himself.
Do you mind if I ask you some questions about Arcadia?
I will try my best to answer any question you may have, April.
What's Marcuria like?
I have lived in this city all my life, and still it amazes me what a diverse, exciting, and wonderful place it is. Many have called Marcuria the jewel of the Northlands, and they are right. But it is a diamond in the rough. A city this size can never be flawless. There are always shadows, and people who hide in them. Lately, the shadows have grown and darkened, and I fear for the future. But Marcuria is still a wonderful place to live.
What's the history of Arcadia?
There is so much I do not know where to begin. In truth, it would be wiser to ask someone else, unless you wish to know about the Fathers, the Balance, or Mudhoppers.
Mudhoppers?
My secret passion. I study them. They are a most fascinating species. Most fascinating indeed. But I am not practically versed in the intricacies of history, I am sorry to say.
What are the Northlands?
The Northlands is a collective term for all the lands north of the Great Sea. and south of the border mountains, including Ireed, Tyran, and Khorasan. Before, however, the word Northlands was used to describe this entire continent, including the territories north of the mountains and the icy wastes beyond that. Some still prefer the latter interpretation of the name. And to the people of the Southlands, anyone hailing from north of the Great Sea is a Northlander regardless.
Tell me a little about Ireed.
Ireed means both unification and assembly in High Tongue, and many still call Ireed the unified country, even though it is an age and a half since the lands of the north joined together in alliance. Ireed stretches from the plains of Nedra in the north to the Great Sea in the south, and from the territories of Tyran in the west to the thick woodlands in the east. It is populated by humans and Dolmare, Tyran and a number of other races. It is even said that a tribe of Venar have a ring of trees in Riverwood, though I'm not sure that is anything but a myth.
What else can you tell me about Marcuria?
Marcuria is the capital of Ireed, the unified country, and we are located on the southern coast of the Northlands, halfway between Tyran and Khorasan. Between the Snapjaw and the Gatebeast, some might call it. Between the embers and the fire. Yet democracy and peace have reigned for thousands of years now, and although relations may at times be strained with our tyrant neighbors, the High Council are masters of diplomacy. And Lord Igvandelen is a firm and just chief counselor of the Iredan flag.
Thanks for the information.
I'm glad I could assist you.
How am I supposed to get back to Stark?
The only way to get back is through a shift. You are a shifter, April, and the power to travel between worlds is within you.
It might be within me, but it doesn't look like it's coming out anytime soon.
I wish I could help you, but I cannot. You must find the path on your own.
I'll see you later.
You will? If you say so, then it must be true.
Так, ладно, пойдем спросим у этого чувака. Блин, что-то, ребят, я замордовался за сегодня. Правда, не особо-то мы далеко прошли. Так что, наверное, сейчас будем заканчивать по чуть-чуть.
Maps!
I'm looking for Brian Westhouse.
Briar west of house? It's not on any of my maps, and I've never heard of it. Maps!
It's a man, not a place, Mr. Brian Westhouse.
I would most certainly remember a name as queer as that, and I don't. Get your maps while they're fresh.
В клетке сидит. Птица.
Can you tell me where the Rolling Man lives?
Maybe, maybe not. Why?
Because I need to find him.
Sorry, guild rules. I'm not allowed to divulge any personal information about my customers. Maps!
I really need to know where the Rolling Man lives.
Sorry, can't do.
Please? Pretty please?
No, 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 young lady. Don't give me that doe-eyed look. Don't. Ah, blasted be the balance. You're giving me that doe-eyed look, aren't you? I still can't tell you, though. I got maps.
Please tell me where the Rolling Man lives.
No, can't do, miss. I can't divulge personal information about my customers. You're late again, and you know what else? You're fired! Give me back the delivery list and get your sorry blue skin elsewhere! Hired hell. Bah! Never hire a Dolmari to do a human job.
What are you gonna do now, without a delivery boy?
Hire a new one, of course. Blasted be the balance. That means I'll have to pay the damn fee to the Guild of Merchants. Damnation.
Maybe I could help you out.
You? How?
I'm quick, honest, and reliable, and I've got a lot of experience in the service industry.
Perhaps a female errand boy could work if the Guild of Merchants don't find out.
I won't tell them if you don't.
Mind, the pay is not much, only a single errand per delivery, plus whatever tip the customer may see fit to give you.
I'll take the job, if you want me.
Agreed. Maybe you'll even bring in some new business. Here's the delivery list for today and your first map. It's for the captain of the White Dragon. Nebeve, I think his name is. You'll find him in the harbor. Oh, and remember to have the customer sign the delivery list. The Guild are sticklers for protocol. No signature, no money, no new jobs.
Bye now.
Maps, fresh, detailed, life-saving maps.
Началось, да, курьерство. Одна карта море песен для капитана Белого Дракона, Горацию Нибвея.
Nice day for it.
Not really, no.
Is this the White Dragon?
That's what the big white letters on the prow spell out. What do you think?
I'm looking for the captain. Is he around?
What would you with the captain of the White Dragon?
I have a delivery for him, a map from the map merchant at the temple market.
Aye. I be Captain Horatio Nebeve of the White Dragon, fastest vessel there ever was. Hand the map over, girl. With Jarl's blessing, the wind will return soon, and I can leave this accursed harbor for sunnier shores. Thank you. There's an errand for your trouble.
Sign this, please.
What is it?
I need your signature to confirm that you've received the map.
Map? What map?
The one I just gave you.
Oh, that one. Sorry, I never put my signature on a piece of paper.
Why not?
Brings bad luck to give a piece of yourself in that manner. A signature has untold powers. It's part of your soul. I can't sign away my soul.
Who told you that signing a slip of paper is bad for your soul?
I'm from Gien, and we're a spiritual people. Our souls are in balance with our bodies, and the great Moja
Как же тяжело с вами суеверными, а?
Signing my name, giving a piece of myself in that manner, breeds corruption and imbalance within. And it pisses the Mojal off no end.
And that's why you choose to make my life difficult?
Hey, blame organized religion.
You can't write, can you?
Pardon?
That's what this is all about. You can't write.
So what? So what if I can't write?
Не суеверие,
So what
это
if I was
вера.
born at
Это то
sea
же
and never
самое.
spent more than a month ashore ever since? I still won't sign your accursed paper, by Jal.
Look, all you have to do is sign an X next to your name on the list.
You can't trick the great Mojal. The Mojal's untrickable.
That's not trickery. It's legally binding.
I said no.
Is there anything I can do to get you to sign?
No. Well, yes. But no.
Look, Captain, I'm desperate here. I really, really need some kind of signature.
Well, there's always music.
What's music got to do with you signing my list?
Nothing. But it distracts the Mojal.
What are you talking about? Why would you need to distract the Mojal?
I can't sign when there's a chance the Mojal is watching. Music distracts the Mojal. Ergo, I can sign.
But doesn't that mean the Mojal is always distracted? I mean, there's always music somewhere in the world.
The Mojal has an eye and an ear for every acolyte, and straying from the path can bring great wrath upon us.
Granted, I know very little of the Mojal, but seriously, maybe you should look into alternative religions?
Blasphemy! Besides, I only have to visit the temple once every 2 years, and the membership fees are quite reasonable.
So, if I play some music, you'll sign?
Aye. I'll give you that much.
I'll be back.
I don't doubt it for a second.
I'll be back. Так, ну у меня есть деньги. Можно купить, наверное, там же инструменты продавались.
What's your, most affordable instrument? That's cute. The flute, right? And how much for the flute? I'm guessing that's 1 Aaron? I'll have the flute. That's 1 Aaron, isn't it? As luck would have it, I actually know how to play a flute. Not very well, but I'm sure the, Mojal won't mind.
Похож на трансформера, блин, который не мог говорить, а только радио включал.
How are you today, then?
Like you care.
Bye. I'm ready to play some music if you're ready to sign.
Aye, go on, but don't stop until I'm done signing, or the Mojal will surely wreak vengeance on us both. Done. Here you go. And don't ever ask me to sign anything ever again.
I can pretty much guarantee you that.
Карту нужно заставить Туне. Карта пустая. У меня карты больше нет. Деньги вперед! Привет, не хочешь продать свой аккаунт на ютубе? Давай этот самый, сейчас тебе скажу, за сколько я его продам. 1000 биткоинов. И деньги вперед. Блин, чувак, ты что-то не понял, по-моему? Я тебе говорю, продаю за 1000 биткоинов. А, нет, ты 3 раза спросил. За 3000 биткоинов. Вот, давай так. Еще раз спросишь, еще раз на 1000 вырастет.
I'm ready for my next job, sir.
Yes, yes, good, good. Did you get the captain's signature?
А ты как пес цепной. Блин, слушай, чувак, пошел ты нафиг, а? Чё ты пристал ко мне? Сейчас мы тебя забаним. Еще будет мне что-то говорить, блин. Все. Пшёл нафиг, понял, пес.
Yes.
Hand me the delivery list so that I can see for myself.
You know, you remind me of somebody I know. A real Scrooge.
Good. What's a Scrooge? Maps, new revisions, lifesavers, maps. Right. Your next assignment is a map of Shangagriel to the Rolling Man. Hold on. Did you not ask me about him earlier today?
No, that wasn't me. That was somebody else.
I could have sworn. Well, no matter. Do you know how to get to the Rolling Man's house?
I forget.
Let me explain then. Now, pay attention because this is complicated. He has chosen to live in the most inaccessible place in the city, but I guess he has his reasons. First, you head west off the marketplace on Oak until you get to a tiny little apothecary, Mrs. Cassop's Herbs and Oils, where you turn north on South Street. Confusing that, for about 4 minutes of brisk walking. That's when you see a large grove of trees. It's a memorial to those who died in the last war with the tyrant back the balance knows when. Can't see why they choose to remind us of that, where you'll turn left.
That's west?
No, left. That'll take you back south, but onto North Street instead. And that keeps you out of the Dalmari neighborhood. Down that way, nasty, nasty neighborhoods. Keep walking south for about, or was that north? Wait, north on South Street, south on North Street, or the other way around. Anyway, find the Rose Bridge off Ireland Avenue and cross it.
There's a river?
No, just a bridge. The river disappeared 500 years ago. No one knows what happened to it. After you've crossed the bridge, you'll be on the western slopes of Marcuria.
And that's where West House... I mean, the Rolling Man lives.
No, far from it, but you need to pass through that part of Marcuria to get to the Rolling Man. Keep south and watch out for the livestock. They're likely to attack in that part of town. Eventually you'll get to a large circular square. That's where they used to hold executions back when the city was civilized.
You call murder civilized?
Better than locking people up for years, as any level-headed person would tell you. Our freedom cannot be curtailed. Real men choose the honor of death to the shame of incarceration.
Yeah, sure you do.
Circle around the square and head down Tandak for half a mile. Or should that be Park Lane? Yes, Park Lane. Head west on Park Lane for half a mile. Then turn right at the Maiden's Honor Tavern.
North again?
No, west. Park Lane has a few twists and turns. Anyway, you should now be able to see the Ivory Tower.
Is it a big tower?
No, only about 5 feet tall, but it's ivory, straight from the coast of the Southlands, bravely cut from the drooling jaws of the gruesome Kandar.
Big creature, 4 legs, large ears, long snout, sort of grayish in color?
Yes, the horror of the Southlands. Many a brave hunter has fallen victim to its ravaging hunger.
Good grief. Okay, then what?
Pass by the tower to the edge of the cliff and look down. The Rolling Man has built his home on the cliffside. It's a wonder he's not been washed away by the storms.
I hope I got all that. Basically, go west until I hit the edge, right?
Yes, that would be correct.
Понятно.
I should talk with the man.
Продавец канала, да, продал.
Hello, Mr. Westhouse?
Damn, Mason, what is it now? Oh, well, guess you're not calling on behalf of that son of a bitch Sanya, are you?
Sorry, I don't know who...
No, that's very unlikely. From what I hear, he doesn't much enjoy the company of women. Well, who in damnation are you?
April Ryan, sir.
Ryan? Doesn't sound very Northlandian. Are you by any chance from the coast of... Yeah, hold on. Ryan? April Ryan? I'll be damned. You're from Stark.
Apparently. Until today, I thought I was just from Earth. I had no idea there were 2 of them.
Takes you by surprise, doesn't it? Well, goddamn. Sit down, Miss Ryan. Let me get you a drink. The liquor over here stinks to high heaven. Magic pollutes the purity of the spirit, but I keep a bottle of Glenfiddich for special occasions.
Thanks for the offer, sir, but I didn't come here to have a drink.
Really? I see. This isn't a social call.
No, sorry.
Oh, no matter. It's still a pleasant surprise to meet someone from home. Now, what may I do for you?
I have a delivery for you.
A delivery? When did the U.S. Postal Service start delivering mail to Arcadia?
It's from the map merchant at the market. It's just a map.
Oh, good. I've been waiting for you. Hold your horses. What are you doing working for the Guild? Are you planning on staying in Marcuria? I'd strongly advise against it, Miss Ryan. Arcadia may look like a pastoral fairy tale realm, but it's not. You bleed as easily here as you do in Stark, and magic can do more damage than a gun.
I'm not planning on staying, but I had to find you. The map merchant was the only one who knew where you lived, and he wouldn't tell me. So I got him to hire me, and you were the second delivery on my list.
Gods. Carrick and his misguided loyalty. I'll have a word with the man. Thanks for the map, though. I collect them. There's not much else to do in this godforsaken city.
Cortez told me to look you up.
He did he? I see. Who's Cortez?
You don't know him?
I think not. I'd certainly remember. Did you say Cortez? You wouldn't be talking about old Manny Chavez, would you? Well, he ought to be dead by now, but then, by all rights, so should I.
I don't know his first name, but he calls himself Cortez.
Tall fellow, mysterious and elusive, rarely answers a question with a simple yes or no. Smokes like a chimney?
Aside from that bit about smoking like a chimney, it sounds exactly like Cortez.
Manny. I'll be damned. That old crook is still around. Well, how the devil is he?
He's good. Where do you know him from?
Oh, my old life back in Stark. We had some exciting adventures, him and I. Actually, he's part of the reason I ended up here. I last saw him in the winter of 1934.
Давненько.
But that's almost 300 years ago.
Yeah. Funny, isn't it? And I'm sure he doesn't look a day older than he did back then. The handsome devil.
Well, if I'm going to accept magic in parallel worlds, I might as well accept people living 300 years.
Oh, no, you misunderstand. I'm only 46. I arrived here about 15 years ago, but I left Stark in 1934. Between the worlds, where you dream time has little meaning, I was trapped, you see, for quite a while.
For 300 years?
Time went by pretty fast. It didn't seem so bad at the time, but now that you mention it, 300 years, quite disconcerting, really. Quite disconcerting.
How did you end up here in Marcuria?
That's quite a story. I won't bore you with the details, but suffice it to say, I was always somewhat of an adventurer. The promise of virgin territory untouched by civilization held great sway with me in my youth, as did the idea of a highly spiritual state of mind. The occult, magic, karma. I was born in 1902 in Boston. By the time I was 17, I'd put that life behind me. I spent the next 3 years at sea, and then I wandered around Europe for a time. In the early 30s, the 1930s, of course, I found myself in India working as a journalist. That's where I met Manny, and that's where I first heard of Arcadia. I was amazed and quite skeptical at first, but the thought of a whole new world to see and magic, I was a fool, of course, but who knew where my curiosity would bring me?
So what happened in India?
I've tried to forget about it, to be honest. If I could go back and convince myself not to... but I still wouldn't have listened, of course. The unknown attracts. I ended up in Tibet in the winter of '34, wading through snow up to my chest, thinking for sure that this was it, and I was going to die. Manny pulled me out of that one, thank God. I spent 3 months in a monastery before pushing on into the void. There's only one way for a non-shifter to pass through the divide, and it's not an easy road to take. Now, if you don't mind, I'd prefer not to talk about the past anymore. There's more than enough to worry about in the present.
Cortez said to look you up when I wanted to go back home, to Stark.
Now, why would he say that? I'm not a shifter, and I don't know any magic. I'm sorry, Miss Ryan, but you'd be better off asking the Sentinel priests for assistance.
Already did. They said I was on my own, that they couldn't help me.
Bloody typical. Those reactionary fools wouldn't extend a hand to help a drowning man if it violated the principles of their bloody balance. But I can't think why Manny would tell you to visit me in order to shift home. It just doesn't make sense.
I should get going.
Very well. You're welcome back at any time, Miss Ryan. Anytime.
Thank you, sir. I'll remember that.
Прикольный чувак.
Sign this, please. It's just to confirm that I made the delivery.
Certainly.
Так, ну чё?
Hold on 1 second, Miss Ryan. I just remembered something. It's such a long time ago, I'd almost forgotten, but Manny did give me something that might be of interest.
What is it?
It's a pocket watch. Manny gave it to me the last time I saw him. I never quite understood why, but maybe you can tell me.
Did he say anything about it?
He said that when his heart started beating again, he would know. It would be like a message in Morse code, a beacon. Damn watch never worked, and the winding mechanism is broken, so it's probably not worth much. You're welcome to it if it's any help.
Да.
Thanks. It's an antique pocket watch. It's not ticking. The knob used for winding the watch seems to have broken off, and there's only a tiny hole left.
Так, ну чё, наверное, сегодня закончим. Вот, потому что завтра у меня утро первых, и надо как-то выспаться, попытаться. Вот, так что такие дела. Ладно, сегодня вроде ничего так прошли, хотя, опять же, я так понимаю, что это все еще 2 глава, и играть еще пипец. Так что вернемся, надеюсь, к этому в субботу. Вот. Вот, да, какой канал не продал, да, вообще, вот это, да, вот это просто, как это называется, достижение, да, вот. Так. Вот. Ладно, в общем, всем спасибо, что пришли. Увидимся, что называется, когда увидимся. Ждите на этой неделе хотя бы один обзор будет точно. Вот. Ну, как утро первых, грубо говоря, пройдет. Это будет именно такой. Я решил, что как бы, что делать второй обзор, нафиг. И так неплохо будет. Вот. И будет отдельный прям классический обзор. Надеюсь, что все выйдет на этой неделе. И в субботу увидимся с вами на стриме. Насчет сериального подкаста я знаю, что задержал, но тоже будет. Всем спокойной ночи. Собственно, всем пока.